ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me again. I'm back, your movie guru, with another review. This time we're going to be talking about none other than Mortal Kombat. It came out streaming on HBO. It's also in theaters. As you guys all know by now, I am a pretty big theater fan. So a lot of times I will opt to see something in the theater if I can, just because I believe they can add more to the whole overall experience. But I wouldn't necessarily say that's exactly the case for this one, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Telling you right up front, my rating that I give it is a 6 out of 10. It's got 54% positive rating on Rotten Tomatoes for the critics, but 86% score by the fans. And getting right into it, I think I'll tell you the cause for that discrepancy. It's a discrepancy that I've seen in other movies as well, and I think the reason why is similar. For those of you who don't know anything about it, Mortal Kombat, you'll probably have heard the term for, maybe dating myself a little bit here, but you might have heard the term most likely decades ago with the games that came out on Sega Genesis, I believe was the first console that they came out on. And they had a lot of controversy because, they were very violent at the time. And then in the subsequent iterations, there's been a whole lot of them, across different consoles. And one of the biggest things that they've always had was they've had, a lot of gore. Particularly in the game, once you play, there's like a special move you can do once you've defeated an opponent. It's called a fatality, and it's usually something over the top gory, that you can do to finish them. That said, the first movie that I believe that I remember seeing when I was young was 1995's Mortal Kombat, and that one didn't do well as far as critical and fanfare and what people thought, but that's the one that I grew up with. And there have been other ones that's came after that, but I don't think one has been as ambitious as this one that just came out here now over 20 years later with this 2021 version. And the basic plot of it is, as much as you can make a plot off of something that started off as a game, is throughout Earth, there's, starting off throughout the universe, there's, all these realms, and the Earth and the physical space we inhabit, that's just one of them. But, there's these people in these other realms that, if they could, they'd like to come over and, take over what we have. But, there's gods, there's elder gods, and every so often they have this tournament, to find out. I'm actually not completely sure all the time what is exactly the purpose of the tournament. But, of course, if we lose too many times, in this tournament, appropriately called Mortal Kombat, then, we're not worthy and they can come over to our realm and take everything over. I find it, like I say, interestingly enough, which kind of speaks to how the plot is kind of rushed, and I would say not as well thought out, because, it's never seen, okay, but what if, the people from our realm win a lot, how come we've never been able to, go to their realm and do something over there? But, that's not getting into a whole nother thing. What this film is, especially like a film that's coming, that was based off a video game, a lot of it is you just have to press the I believe button and kind of suspend, what you're going to think of in terms of realisticness in a movie. And that's absolutely what you'd have to do here. But even doing that, like I said, I gave it a 6 out of 10 because this movie feels very much so that it laid the groundwork for the second film. Without giving anything away, it becomes apparent, I'd say about midway to 3/4 into the movie, that, okay, hey, things are not going to be wrapped up by the end of this film. and some of the things that they're doing is setting the ground stage, setting the elements for a future film. So that takes away from what this film is, as its own movie, something that can stand on its own. And then in addition to that, a lot of it feels rushed. So, there was a lot of points I was pressing the I believe button, but, a lot of it seems like, okay, you didn't appropriately lay the groundwork for this. You're kind of just introducing, all of this to us, and then we're just accepting it as it is. And given that this is a setup movie, you could have spent more time, bringing us into this world, introducing us to these characters, and letting us understand more of what they're about. What's this world you're putting us into? Who are the power players? How does everything work? So I think what they were trying to do was be more of a hybrid between, hey, we want to be a setup movie, but we don't want it to be too boring. And then, but also, we still want to, provide, the action that you come to see, but we're not going to give you everything because a lot of it's going to be set up for the next movie. So I don't think they quite did the best balancing act with that. Getting to the reason why I think that the score is the divide is so stark between the critics and the fans is, once again, kind of like what I say with the last review I did a little bit while back with the Godzilla versus King Kong. If you're going to see a Mortal Kombat movie, you pretty much know what you're getting into. You're not coming into this expecting this great, plot and these well-developed characters and, just drama that, is pulling you in and, this great overwhelming plot and the dialogue and great acting performances. You're coming in to see fatalities, brutality, all the things that you expect out of the game. That's what you're expecting from this. And on that level, I'd say it does a decent job. It's not a great job. I'd say it does a decent job. As far as the fight scenes go, like I said, they were serviceable. Some of them were better than others in the film, but, I have seen other films do it better. So, even on that aspect, if you've come, I don't care about the plot, I don't care about the acting, I'm coming to see the characters that I play with on the games, I'm coming to see them in a film, and, that's what I want to see. And I want to see this action, I want to see martial arts and all of that. Even if you're coming just for that, I think, you will enjoy the movie. You'll say, okay, I had a good time, that filled my time, I enjoyed seeing it. But you won't, I don't think by any stretch of the words, come away thinking, okay, that's one of the best martial arts movies, or that movie had some of the best fighting scenes, or even with the deaths, though, that movie had some of the best deaths, that I've seen in a movie. So even on that aspect, I don't think that it completely delivered. But once again, going back to what I said about seeing it in theaters, I don't think it's necessarily something that I would see in theaters again. And, if I could go back, it's probably something that I just would have, since I already have HBO, it's something that I would enjoy from the comfort of my home. Not something that I would make an outing of unless you are a super Mortal Kombat fan, or you're starved to get out for the weekend or something of that nature. Otherwise, check this one out, get you some soft drinks or some alcoholic drinks and get you some snacks, turn on HBO in your slippers and your robe and, check this movie out from the comfort of your home. That's all I have for this one. Let me know what you guys think. If you think that I'm Insane is one of the best action movies you've seen, let me know. If you think it's even worse than what I said, like 6 out of 10, no, that should have been a 3 out of 10. Let me know. That's what I'm here for. I think that it's decent enough on its own, and it's presented a well enough floor for the next movie to launch off of. So that's kind of what more of went into how I rated it. But let me know what you guys think. Once again, thank you for your support. If you like what you see, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.